Hey friends, welcome back to Finance with Dr. Ish. Today we're breaking down one of the most important updates in Nigerian's financial landscape, the new 2026 tax reform. You may have seen the headlines, no income tax for people earning below 800,000 naira a year. Sounds exciting, right? But as always, the real question is, what does this actually mean for you? Will your employer stop deducting tax from your salary? Will your bank start taxing your transactions? And if you earn below 800,000 naira, do you still need to file returns? Let's unpack all of that in simple English. Now, in 2026, Nigerian's new tax policy officially exempts anyone earning below 800,000 naira annually, not monthly, but annually from personal income tax. So this means if your total annual income, salary, side hustle, and business earnings is less than 800,000 naira, you will not be taxed. But this is where it gets very interesting. Even if you're not paying tax, you will still have to file your tax returns. The law requires every taxpayer, whether exempt or not, to declare their income. Why? Because if you don't, the tax authorities can use something called a presumptive tax regime. In simple terms, that means they can help to estimate your income and tax you anyway. So this is the reason why it is very important that you file your tax returns. So even with this new exemption, you still need to keep records. And what kind of records do you need to keep? You need to keep receipts, you need to keep invoices, and you need to keep evidence of what you actually earn. And yes, a lot of people don't do this, but it's important that you start doing it now so you get accustomed to it before the law is put officially into action. So now let's talk about filing, because this confuses so many people. People think that their employers handle everything. Well, to an extent, that is partly true. But in the new system coming up, the responsibility to claim deductions has now shifted to the individual taxpayer. Currently, most people automatically get a 20% payroll deduction. But from 2026, that automatic deduction will now disappear. So instead, you will claim deductions based on what you personally contribute, which means your pension, your life insurance, your NHF, and your health insurance. So even if your employer submits your tax data, you will still need to file your own returns to enjoy all your allowable deductions. Otherwise, you could end up paying more tax than you should. Now, here is a very surprising part of the law. The tax authorities really don't care how much money you make, as long as you make money. So this means income from any source at all is taxable. Whether it is your salary, whether it is your rent, or whether it is your business, or even something not entirely moral. You know what I mean? And yes, you heard that right. So just like the US IRS once told citizens to include bribes in their taxable income, the Nigerian tax system focuses on revenue and not your morality. So any side hustle you have that, in quotes, is not moral according to what your conscience or your religion dictates, the tax people do not care about it. You will still be taxed for those immoral, in quotes, side hustles. So the conclusion of this is that if it's income, if it's what you gain for, if it's what you are paid for, if it is exchange for whatever kind of services, whether moral or immoral, it is taxable. So if you earn, however you earn, you must declare it. Now, this has been the most asked question. Will my bank account be taxed directly? Well, the answer is no. Simply receiving or keeping money in your bank account doesn't mean you will pay tax. But the tax applies to income and profit, not just money transfers or your balances. However, interest earned on deposits or business income passing through your account can be assessed if flagged. So your normal personal savings are safe, but keep records in case questions arise later, because they will arise later. So I hear you ask, Dr. Ish, what should I do before 2026? So now that you know the details, here is your next action plan. Number 1 is you start keeping proper financial records. Even if you earn small, please document it. Number 2 is to get a tax identification number, also known as TIN, TIN, if you don't already have one, that is. And number 3 is to set up your pension and NHF contributions. They help you to reduce your taxable income. And number 4 is to consult a licensed accountant, especially if you have side hustles or multiple income of sources. Emphasis on licensed accountant. So this way, when 2026 comes, you will be ready. Not just ready, but you'll be compliant, you'll be organized, and it will be stress-free for you. Trust me, if you don't do these things, you have opened a leeway for these tax people to wring you dry or squeeze you dry, better still. So while this new 800,000 naira threshold is a great relief for low-income earners, it also reminds us that financial literacy is not even optional anymore. So whether you're a business owner, a creator, or employee, understanding how taxes work helps you to keep more of your money legally. And so if you found this helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button with Dr. Ish and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And as usual, I will see you in the next one, where we will unpack how these tax reforms could reshape Nigeria's small business economy. Thank you so much for staying with me this far, and have a lovely day.